The conditional summing function is a summing function which is able to sum if a specific criteria is fulfilled in a defined range. So it's quite useful when building reports actually. What we're looking at is the syntax down here, so the sum if or equal to sum if, and then first of all we are looking at the range, and the range is where we are looking for the criteria to fulfill first of all. Then of course we need to define the criteria which we're searching for in the range which we just defined. Then the last one is the sum range over here, and that one is where we are looking for the value to sum. So we had the range where we look for the criteria, we had the criteria which we need to define, and we had the sum range where we are looking for the values to sum. Let's do a small example down here. So here we actually want to build a small report just showing, okay, what is the total sales for Denmark, Sweden and Norway. We want to show it over here. And the input table is in table 2. So here we see the different countries and the respective sales for each of these countries. So you see we have 2 Swedens, which we want to sum of course, and a couple of Denmarks and a single Norway. The helper down here is just giving us the first cell. So let's have a look at the range. So this is the range where we're looking for the criteria, and of course we want to sum for the different countries, so we will be looking into the range over here, the blue one of course, for the countries. And of course the criteria we will be looking for depends on where we are in table 1, but of course the first one would be Denmark. So right now we're looking for Denmark in the range over here. Now we just need to say, okay, what values do you need to sum if you find that criteria over here in the range first of all, and that is the sales range over here. Let's try to build it into to this spreadsheet, and what we got is the sum if and the range as we just defined. That's the range over here of countries, and the first criteria, this is Denmark over here, and the sum range is of course the sales. So let's see if this works. 750, and if you look at Denmark over here, let's just check it right away. Yes, that corresponds to 1750 as well, so that's definitely working. Let's just use some correct references here so we can drag it across and find Sweden and Norway as well. The first one is of course the table or the range we're looking into for the criteria, which is absolute all of it. What about the criteria here? We wanted to move, when we move it down, the rows should move as well. So we just make sure we're not moving the columns here. The other one doesn't need to move in any direction as well. It's just fixed basically. So we just put an absolute reference into it as well. Let's try to drag it across to see if it works. Yes, and it seems to be working. So let's just check Sweden, for example. Sweden over here. Yes, 450, Norway 250, so it works perfectly fine. And that's all about the conditional summing with a single criteria.